My name is Kimelusela and I'm here with Tyrone. He's been evicted from the Big Brother house in Hilo season.
Damn. He out the house, girl. He out the house. They let him
It's
go.
Big Brother. Big Brother message your strategy. Tell me what your strategy was.
Big Brother launched me. He asked me, so Tyrone, what's your strategy? I said, Big Brother, I'm here. I'm making good with all the kids in the house. I'm playing nice. You know, my strategy when I first came in the first week, if you notice, was very high energy. It was very loud. And then I took a step back and I realized we all want to be the main character. We all want to be the main person. And I was like, okay, I'm really good at being nice. How do I take my niceness and use it to my advantage?
Yes.
No one wants to send home the nice guy. No one wants to get rid of the nice guy because you create bonds and connections and people will be like, it just wouldn't be the same if he wasn't here.
He wasn't here.
You know? So I had to find a way to take my main character energy and my niceness and adapt them and realize that I can be a main character in waiter tasks. I can be a main character at parties and things. And then I have the opportunity to take a step back and be a nice guy, and a quiet nice guy.
Do you think adjusting your strategy maybe that's why you were here?
I don't think so. I think had Big Brother not put us all up for nomination, I could probably have made it into week 8. You know, we know how the game works. The more you stand, the more you sit, the more momentum you create, right?
True.
And I understood that.
Yes.
But I'm not an instigator. I'm not someone who necessarily wants to create scenarios so that I can stand. If I had to go back, I won't lie, I'll find a way to instigate. I'll find a way to be a villain. You know, I wouldn't want to be a different Tyrone, but I'll find a way to create momentum behind myself so that my fans or the people who are rallying behind me don't feel as though he's safe all the time. We need to push, we need to vote.
I think as the outside we felt because the Tyrone from first week and then second week was more quieter, you faded away because like most people gain momentum first week, and then if they keep consistency, then we all go to get like
it's downhill from there.
Yeah, you go from there.
Yeah.
So we felt the drop. You felt the drop in personality. So I think maybe you should have kept to
that high momentum. That high energy.
Staring.
You know, it felt like we were just gonna start clashing. It felt like we were gonna start. And I don't wanna lie. I don't like conflict. And I don't know how evident it was for everyone who was watching that. Conflict and it's too oil and water type of thing. And I had to now try and figure out ways of creating that high energy moments and creating those nice guy moments. And whether or not I succeeded, I mean, I'm here now, right? I don't want to say that wasn't my success, but I don't want to say there's anything I'll change because I loved my game.
Yes. As long as you loved it, it doesn't really matter.
You know, it's like when they say, as long as he's pretty to you, show me.
Show me.
As long as
it's
alright,
okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. Let's talk about your trending relationship.
Hey, my trending relationship. Hey, another day, another dollar.
Your trending relationship with Swiss.
Oh.
What's that relationship there?
It's a friendship. It's a genuine connection between two guys. I don't know if I said it in the house, but I know I have said it recently now that I'm out, where people always have this idea that a queer person and a straight person can't necessarily have a close connection. At some point the queer person is going to fall for the person type of thing. But I think as a queer person, you have a type. You have certain people that you're attracted to. And when you go into a connection with the idea that this is a friendship and not a relationship, you already know the boundaries that you set for yourself, and you know the type of dynamics that you create. And Swiss created that safe space where we could be playful, we could be pretending in whatever was there, and understand at the same time that there was nothing to it but us being friends.
I have friends who are gay, and they've spoken about like being inside that house and being gay. How was it for you?
It's tough. And it's not tough in the sense that you fear being discriminated or you fear hate speech. It's tough in the sense that you're like, I'm going to be surrounded by straight people all the time. I now have to watch how I speak. I have to watch who I shower with. you know.
Not make other people
uncomfortable with your presence. And sometimes it's not even that you're doing anything, but your mere body being there, it's like, hey, is he looking at me?
Oh, yes.
Is he trying to touch me with certain things? And I had to create friendships with the guys in the house and allow, if I can say, a generic way of them growing. And if it didn't grow, it didn't grow. But if it grew, somehow, subconsciously or consciously, we create boundaries in terms of what we're comfortable with. Melino, for example, is a nudist. He runs around everywhere naked, you know? And there was a time when Biggie had us sleeping on the floor. And I made the joke because Melino was sleeping behind me. I was like, when last did I have a touch of a man? You know, because Melino's back was against my back.
Yes.
And with Melino, it was a safe space to make that type of joke because he had shown me that it's okay. Whereas I wouldn't have made that type of joke with other guys in the house, not because it might have necessarily gone bad, but because we hadn't built that type of relationship. Yeah.
And there's an allegation or something that was going on in the house. It's pertaining to Ashley.
Yeah.
The gay comment that she said. What was that?
So, I wasn't there when Ashley spoke to Swiss. Right, but Swiss came to me and said that Ashley had spoken to him about how she was just curious about Swiss's sexuality and how comfortable he is with me, if I remember correctly. So let's say allegedly, apparently, you know. And I was just really shocked by that because I felt as though in the house I had really just showed a genuine side of who I am. I mean, being gay is not contagious. It's not something that if I sit next to you, you're not going to turn gay.
Yes.
You know, I don't make the decision to wake up gay or to wake up straight. It's who I am. And that was really triggering in the sense that you live your whole life trying to make sure that straight people are comfortable around you. But the moment you leave those conversations, they're so comfortable to say anything that they want about queer people. I mean, they have freedom of expression. They have the opportunity to say what they want to say. But you then start thinking, if I had to pretend to be straight and stand here, you would still say those things. But when I'm not here, you're not going to say those things. So how do you actually feel about queer people?
Exactly.
Because I'm more straight presenting, are you more comfortable around me?
Yes.
So now because I'm not as femme as some queer people, you're comfortable to express your masculinity. But if I was out here being a full femme gay person, being a drag queen, being someone who wore makeup, how comfortable were you going to be in my presence?
I hear you.
And that's why I'd like, if you guys are not okay with me saying girl, sister, because that's the lingo that I have with my friends outside. Tell me, because it's not like I can't stop. It's not like I grew up my whole life allowing myself to express my sexuality. For a long time I was closeted, and I had to learn how to express myself in a queer space. So I would constantly want to make sure that the guys and even the girls were comfortable around.
Okay. What are your pronouns?
He, him. Yeah, no, he, him, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I just wanted to make sure.
No, like, I think, and it's always like really respectful to ask sort of question, because sometimes in the house people are like, you know, girl, or hey sis, type of thing, and I'm really comfortable. I'm really comfortable with people who I'm cool with doing that, you know. But sometimes there's a thing of, because you're gay, people assume you're femme.
Yeah.
And now they come to you in a certain manner and they want to speak to you in a certain manner, you're like, oh,
we're not that cool.
We're not like that. You know, you can't say certain things to me and think that's okay. Yes, what you're saying might not be offensive, but I'm not going to come to you and say certain things.
Let's talk about your relationship with Nate.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with Nate? From what I understand and what I've heard, you guys knew each other from outside.
Actually, we didn't know each other from outside. We realized we knew a lot of the same people from outside. And we realized that we'd actually been to similar events.
Yes,
and I remember when she walked in, I was like, I know this face beat. You know, sometimes, I'm not good with names, but sometimes a face here and there I'll recognize.
I'm the same.
And I'm like, I know this face. And then when she had said that she was queer, I was like, oh, okay, but I never thought of it. And then we started speaking more, realized we had both been at Pride, we had both been at Triple S. Triple S is a very small event in the sense that they sell a certain number of tickets. Once it's sold out, it's sold out. And we were at the same event more than once. So I was like, yeah, man. And then we realized oh, you're friends with Melino? I'm friends with Melino. Oh, you know this person? I know this person, type of thing. So we only realized that maybe going into week 4, week 5, type of thing. Even at Pride, we realized that we were actually sitting very close to each other in a similar setting where we knew the same person at the table, but we never bumped into each other.
So what's your relationship like? What was your relationship like in the house?
As much as I was very close with Swiss, and that happened very organically and very fast. With Nate, it was happening a bit slower. We were very comfortable with each other, and I think that generally came from us both being queer and us both now being a safe space for each other. We both have similar interests and very broad interests where we don't get along, but it's a growing relationship. And I think there was a conversation that I had with a Swiss Muslim, I think BK, where it said that as much as I acknowledge us using the term friendship, I categorize each of us as connections. And once we leave the house, we now need to see how we're going to grow that and how we're going to develop that. I said to Mel yesterday that you're going to become a father of 3 again. You're no longer Chotolozi now who's running around. You're no longer the guy by the bride stand. And so it's the same with Nate. The amount of dedication and effort we put into our friendship is going to determine how it grows and how it doesn't grow. But in the house, we were cool. She was a great girl to be around. We had great laughs. We had great moments together. As much as there were times where we would get on each other's nerves, I think that's normal because we have parts of each other that might annoy each other, and we might not want to overlook those things.
True. There are things that Nate had said, let's say, about her being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or things making her uncomfortable. Jojo, KB. I think those are the 2 people that she felt uncomfortable with. Did she explain to you where that comfortability started? Because there were situations where she was on top of KB and they were doing things. What was the uncomfortable thing that therefore happened?
So within the house, she didn't share where the uncomfortability started, but she had mentioned that she had had experiences before outside where she had been comfortable with someone or comfortable with friends, and then there was a line that was blurred, and she said that she would rather explain more on the outside, right? Because even for someone who was watching, we were also like, oh, Bachochong, you were so comfortable at first. But I think also as someone who has been so exposed and sensitized to how the line between where you're comfortable and where you're uncomfortable is very thin at times, we need to respect your decision as a person.
Yes.
I mean, it would be very easy at any moment for us to say, I'm not comfortable with this.
Yes.
And I then need to understand that, let me take a step back. And I think it comes down to how you communicate and how you bring those things across. And for her at times, it wasn't easy for her to express that because she felt as though she had now created this comfortable space and now she didn't know how to come to you and say, no, I'm not comfortable. And that's why we would have those conversations with Jojo to say, listen, Nate has expressed that she's not comfortable with this, so please.
What did Jojo do?
I think Jojo was just very playful in nature. And if you watch Jojo within the house, you'll see that she's just very comfortable learning about herself and expressing herself. She would say certain things with myself and Swiss. She would be...
but
what happened with her and Nate?
Yes.
They would just constantly, I don't want to use the word flirt, but like they would just engage with each other in a flirtatious manner at times.
So because like to us, it made it seem like Jojo had touched Nate somewhere.
Somewhere. I hear your chat. I think it's just that
now it made Jojo look like now you're doing things.
You know? I think the unfortunate part is that I wasn't there when that part may have happened. Nate came upstairs and spoke to us and said, listen, I'm uncomfortable with 1, 2, 3. And we said, you should speak to Jojo. Like, as much as you guys might not be friends or you guys might not have that boundary or whatever, create that boundary or create that limit to your friendship. And she felt as though she couldn't. There had been times when we had been around Nate and Jojo and maybe they touched each other's shoulders or, pecked each other on the cheek type of thing. And in those moments, nothing was expressed. But when it came to our attention, it was just that Swiss and I think Pili, they were upstairs. I'm not quite sure. I think it was week 4, week 3.
Probably.
Around there, where she then came up and she expressed it, and then we're like, okay, Shab, we'll speak to Jojo. If you're not comfortable, we'll speak to Jojo. But she didn't fully express what happened in that moment to say, I'm not comfortable anymore.
So why did you vote for Ashley to be evicted?
I think that with Ashley in the house, she was great competition. She brought great personality. She brought she brought a lot of great things to the table, right? However, I felt as though I never got to understand who Ashley was. When I first spoke to her, she had mentioned that she had never studied. And then when we spoke, or maybe I could have misunderstood her. And then when we spoke again a bit later, she had mentioned, oh no, I studied. So I was like, oh, 2 stories. I'm like, okay, strategy, slay, rock, do you. And then when the whole thing came about of the ice cream, the soda type of thing, it was just a thing I was like, I don't want to live in a space where I have to constantly worry about people taking things, And when I got into the room and I saw everyone's name, for me it was a thing of, if I'm going to make a decision now and I have to make it quick, I'd rather choose someone who I feel as though has created a negative space within the house. And unfortunately, in that moment, it was Ashley. Had Ashley, Mshini, and Pilila maybe never come forward that week, I would have had a tougher decision. I would have maybe taken an easier route out and choose someone who I know no one would have voted for. So that person just gets 1 vote and nothing happens. But because of the experience leading up to that week, it's unfortunately how the cookie crumbled.
Let's talk about your fight with Mshini.
Yes.
So, what's your relationship like with Mshini?
I really think we kind of mended it. Not fully, maybe. I don't know how she feels. For me personally, and like what I had explained to her, that I just didn't appreciate how she took my point and her point, and she didn't do what we usually did in the house when it came to major tasks of creating a debate or creating a conversation so we can fully say no or yes. And when we spoke about it, it felt as though she was hearing me but not wanting to acknowledge or understand, or whatever order she maybe would want to put it in, because I was like, we're going back and forth. We're not now going anywhere. And that then created tension. And I think then throughout her week with being head of house, that tension was there, but I didn't know how to now engage. So I would try and like maybe make our normal jokes here and there and just try, when you're not sure how someone feels towards you, just like tap for water type of thing. And then it came, was it Friday? I think it was Friday because we were stuck outside. And she was like, people must do their duties, no eating, what. So I was like, let me be spicy. Let me walk and be like, yeah, HOH is saying that if I don't do my duties, I don't respect her. And I was like, yeah, I'm choosing to do that in that moment because why not? If you want to create a space where you feel as though 1, 2, 3 is happening, let's see what happens, let's rock, I think also I was allowing a lot of emotions of everything else that had been happening for me personally, internally, to just now start boiling out, if that makes sense. And it was unfortunate.
It also makes sense because you've been in that house for a very long time.
I was tired. Mentally and emotionally, I was tired. And so when she then wanted to engage on it, I was like, the same way she engaged with me that night to continue to say, it's okay, it's fine, let me return that. So when she said, I was like, it's okay, it's fine. And I shut it down because I wasn't about to have a full conversation about it in front of the whole house. I was like, let's just shut it down. If you want to talk about this personally, we can talk about it. You can pull me to the side. And I didn't say that out in front of everyone. I just said, it's fine. I said what I said, type of thing, and we moved on. However, later that evening, there was a game that was suggested where like, I don't know, it was a game? Yeah, it was a game. Where we would say, okay, say something positive, say something negative. And I was able to express, Shani, I feel like you hear, but maybe you don't understand or acknowledge. And multiple people said that. And I think from that, she was able to take from it. We always joke, work in progress type of thing in the house. She took from that what she took, and we had a conversation later that Saturday night or early Sunday morning to then say, you said what you said, I said what I said, we're working on how we do things in the house, but let's continue to grow our connection from where it is I still like you, you still like me.
Okay, one more thing and then we can wrap it up.
Definitely.
Okay. You were one of those people who scooped Jojo away from Rihanna
Yes.
this weekend. What happened then?
That was a very interesting moment. That was a very interesting moment. I was sitting down eating my pie hamana trying to enjoy my Saturday night after the party, thinking, Giri big brother, tomorrow is a chance that I might be leaving and I just want to be peaceful. And then the commotion just came. And the moment I saw that Jojo was involved, I was like, no. Oh, no. You're not going for the right person. And I felt as though I needed to intervene because already she looked so shocked. She looked like she didn't know what was happening. And as someone who hadn't been where Oyanda and Jojo was, it's that thing of now where you're in one side of the house and the other side of the house is where the drama is happening or something's happening, and then it moves. Now you catch it halfway or you catch it at the end. And now I'm seeing everyone standing and looking, what's happening? And then when I saw that Jojo was involved, it's like everything else just, I don't know if I can say switched off, flight or fight or whoever, they say these things. I was like, let me get Jojo. I took Jojo, I ran with her. And I was like, I just want to make sure she's fine. Whatever I can do, I know that I'm tall. I might not be broad and muscular like other people in the house, but you're going to have to fight to get through me. And if you really want to try and get through to this person. And I just didn't want anything to happen to her.
Do you know what started the whole thing?
Between
Jojo and Rihanna?
I don't. That's for me, I'm like, damn, now I'm outside. Now I don't know what's cooking inside. Now I must go and sit and watch for 24 hours a day so I can catch what was cooking there.
We also don't know.
And it's so weird because the whole week it had been so kumbaya. It had been so sweet. I mean, yes, Mshini and I had our moment. Mshini had her moment in terms of how she expressed, I don't appreciate the disrespect that she was, that she felt that she was getting, And we were moving past that as a house. I was like, damn, we're really in a cute space. It's giving a bit too much niceness. Yeah, that chick. You know when they say it took a when I said what's cooking. And unfortunately, South Africa said no today, big brother, and I left before I could get the tea.
What do you want South Africa to remember Tyrone as when they think about your experience in the house?
I wish I could name more than one thing, right? Or just one thing.
Yeah.
I would definitely love for them to remember my politeness, my kindness. I think that's something I've carried throughout my journey of life. But just be kind, just be polite, just try and be an honest person, as honest as you can. And I think that's why I was so triggered when Sikhi was calling me a liar. Like, you're coming for the one thing that I know I tried not to do. Hey, that day I was like, you want to see a fight?
I've never seen you that pissed off.
I was like, today you'll see a fight in this house.
That's what I knew you were like, because you were turning.
This day you guys will see something. I know I'm nice. I know I'm kind. But you're not going to call me something I know I'm not. Girl, you would rather call me straight. Rather call me a slur. Something for me to fight you on. Than for you to come and attack my values. Not my mother's child. Never. Not in Gebatika Mandel. No. So, definitely for that, kindness, politeness, and I think just for trying to always be a vibe. As much as my energy did drop, and I feel like it's something I can acknowledge, when I was in the party room, when I was in a wager task, when I needed to show up and I needed to make sure that my 110% was given, I was my genuine full self. And if you're a fan, you're a fan. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't.
I would definitely would like to say that those things came across. They came
Thank
across.
you so much.
And we saw how polite and nice you were. Like, it's. I don't want to be one of those people who say that we don't see color, because we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Color exists.
Color exists.
Color
but
is
the way
real.
you blended through everyone in that space, you were just South African.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
You're
know,
just
I
South
hear
African.
you.
You're just South African.
Just
it's just like,
Mzansi.
just another guy there.
Just another gent.
So that your color never was something that was discussed, talked about on social media or it wasn't a thing. we were judging you for the person that you are and the things that you would do.
Yeah. It's,
So it came across.
I'm glad.
So
You did a great job. Mom and Dad, how you raised someone. You really brought someone.
What are the things that you're going to miss inside the house, and where to from there?
I'm gonna miss other people cooking food and washing dishes. If I'm being so 100%, I love that part. Just clean a bathroom stall, then you come back and food is there. I'm glad. Like, even if the food maybe didn't always taste as great, but there was food I didn't have to pay for. I don't have to buy groceries.
No rent.
You could say, girl, no rent. You know when your bank balance can maybe look healthy. When it looks healthy, you can say, damn, I can't see my bank balance, but I'm like, girl, you don't have to do anything. I definitely miss other people's cooking. I love Nate's cooking, especially like which make the sauces. Like, I won't know what's this one. I'm gonna miss Swiss. I'm gonna miss Jojo. I'm gonna miss Sweet. I feel like Sweet and I, we didn't have a friendship. We didn't have I don't know. I want to say we were friends. We were creating a connection. I feel like we were always together in weighted tasks for most times. That I loved a lot around him. He was such a genuine person, such a great person. I'm gonna miss laughing with people in the house. And Pili is going home back to Mlazi, and we had great moments at night laughing with Suez, or even just her and I. So yeah, definitely the people. The people I'm gonna miss a lot. As much as they're gonna come back after 3 to 1 week, 2 days.
True.
But like I said, when you're outside, your priorities are different, and I'm not gonna give you the same attention.
Exactly. When you're there 24/7, looking at each other,
And now
you must just talk.
The choice is 0 out of 10.
Yes.
As for where to from here, guys, ke batla camera.
Who was that camera?
Ke batla camera. You know, that's me. I want to network. I want to learn as much as I can and put myself out there. That's what I did on the show.
Yeah.
I constantly wanted to make sure if there was a chance for me to MC, if there was a chance for me to be an orator, to write a script, let me do
You're
it.
there.
So yeah, network and build myself, build my character, build everything that I can to make sure this opportunity doesn't go to waste. Big Brother had many applications to go through.
Yes.
He saw mine and he said, I'm going to give you a chance. So I was like, I need to run with this. He's put me at the doorstep, but now I need to open the door.
And you did so well. I think you will do so well. Because as much as people don't think that the industry kind of sketchy for, it really does.
No, it worked, hey?
It really
Ganan.
and then Big Brother what?
Hey, Big Brother said, let's see you stand on your own.
Thank you so much, Tyrone.
Thank you so much for having me.
She's going to ask you a couple of questions.